The Morton Building, commonly recognized as the Morton Theater, acts as a treasure chest of Black history stowed away in the heart of Athens. The Morton sits just moments away from campus on the intersection between Washington and Hull Streets, otherwise known as the Hot Corner. This intersection receives its name because it served as the epicenter of thriving Black business at the time. Between the services housed within the Morton and those extending past Wilson's Barbershop, the Hot Corner provided a welcoming community for African Americans in Athens, as well as showcased the achievements of Black entrepreneurs during the time. Named after its owner, Monroe B. Morton, the building was opened in 1910 as both a theater and an office space. We began our tour in what used to be the lobby area during the theater's vaudeville days. Here, we found the old furnace and light board. I began to wonder what made them want to keep these artifacts. Was it to showcase the technology of the time, or to preserve a piece of the theater's physical history? This was unsure of. However, as a student who has experience with technical theater, I am able to appreciate the mundane appearance of these appliances. We then entered the auditorium. A sense of nostalgia unlike anything that I had felt before immediately washed over me. I felt comfortable in the theater. I went to a performing arts high school, so I spent just as much time around a stage as I did in a classroom. However, I couldn't help but acknowledge the generations of souls that had experienced the theater before me. It was rumored that these bleachers in the very back of the auditorium were assigned to white patrons, being that the theater was originally dedicated to Black people. Since then, the theater has undergone an array of changes. In the late 1940s, a small fire in the theater resulted in it being shut down, and it remained closed for several decades. From then, the theater has been turned over to Athens-Clarke County, who has funded numerous of its renovations. Some areas, like the boxes, are no longer used because of safety precautions. As a result, the auditorium now seats 500 people as opposed to the 700 that it used to seat. Dressing rooms have been added and remodeled to add different amenities. I appreciate that although the building is becoming more modernized, they are aiming to preserve the 100-year-old charm of the venue. Beyond being just a theater, the Morton Building housed a variety of businesses, some of which included one of the first Black-owned mortuaries. I think it's a little bit disturbing that just below the theater was a mortuary. Even more strange, the space has since been turned into dressing rooms. It could just be my superstition, but I believe that spirits linger, so I would not be surprised to hear tales that these dressing rooms are haunted. Some other businesses housed within the building included a pharmacy and one of the first vegetarian restaurants in Athens. It's fascinating how they were able to save the actual artifacts from the pharmacy. On top of that, I can't help but marvel at the amount of history that exists within this building and the effect that the building has had on history. Do you think that the individuals who pioneered the vegetarian restaurant knew that vegetarianism would later sweep through the city? The Morton has probably seen more faces than me. I can honestly say that up to this interaction with the building, I was ignorant of the amount of history that it holds. I repeatedly referred to the building as the Morton Theater, completely disregarding the other factors that make the building unique and significant. For that, I was wrong. But from this, I have developed a newfound appreciation for the building and its place not only in Black history, but in American history.